everyone and welcome to my channel. This is me Samadrita and today I am going to the most awaited tour in my bucket list. I am going to the Harry Potter Warner Brothers Studios a bit far from London. Everybody in their lives has been a Harry Potter fan. Me personally was a Harry Potter fangirl when I was 8 years old. Now almost after 20 years I'm finally visiting the place where Harry Potter was shot and experience all the wizardry and witchcraft. Stay tuned in the video and I'll tell you everything that you need to know to go there, to book the tickets, how to travel and what to experience. So if you are traveling from London, you have to get off at Watford station, and soon as you get off the train, you see the signs of Harry Potter and from where you will get your bus shuttle. So it's just around the corner, get out of the station and turn left. Okay, we have to run for the shuttle because we are late. So guys, we missed the bus, so now we'll be taking an Uber. So our Uber will come in 4 minutes. So while we are waiting for the Uber, let me show you around Watford Junction. And this is the queue. It's so long that you can't see the end of it. So our ticket was around 4:30 p.m. If we had waited for our turn to get the shuttle, we would be late. So there's this green bus stop, that's where the bus stops. And this is the bus which we missed. So we are on the Uber at the moment and we are crossing the shuttle which was supposed to be our shuttle. So guys, if you manage to get your shuttle, this is what it looks like. Now we are in front of the Harry Potter studio in Watford. Honestly, when I came in front of it, I kind of had this feeling that, oh my god, is that it? Just a building. But wait guys, when you go in, it's so much more. It's like a different world and it feels like it never ends. So the tour starts where Harry Potter first lived with his uncle and aunt before joining Hogwarts, and this is their house, basically a miniature studio, and this is the cupboard under the stairs where Harry Potter used to live. So while I'm filming this, I'm actually in a queue and there are people like in front of me who are also like taking this similar picture. So this looks like a house with a cupboard room and stairs, but when I zoom out, you see it's just a miniature studio. But then it's the right size and big enough for a 10-year-old Harry Potter. And you see the stairs go nowhere. This is the best part where Harry Potter finally arrives in Hogwarts, and that's the Great Hall.
Hogwarts. It was one of the very first sets ever constructed for the films. It is also one of the largest. Now the Great Hall stood for more than 10 years over on our working studio side before it was picked up and brought here piece by precious piece for the purposes of the tour. And like it was during production, the lights are low, the tables are dressed and the fires are somewhat flickering, and this is known.
So in the Great Hall, if you look at the ceiling, you see the candles are actually hanging from there, but in the movie they make it look so dreamy. This is the place where Slytherins have their food in the Great Hall. All the plates, goblets and spoons are attached with the table so that you can't move it. And it's free for you to roam around in the Great Hall and see all the figures like Hagrid, Professor Snape, Dumbledore, etc. So this is a close-up view of Professor Snape, Dumbledore and Professor McGonagall. And on the side you see Hagrid and the dwarf professor. Do let me know the name of the dwarf professor because I really don't remember. You are given a fair amount of time in the Great Hall, approximately like 10-15 minutes to click pictures and videos, and after that you have to move to the next room. This is the stand or the podium where Professor Dumbledore is to give all his speeches, and then you'll see a Yule Ball setting where you see the dresses of Ron, Hermione and other characters in Harry Potter. So this is the ice sculpture from the Yule Ball itself, and it's inspired by the Brighton Pavilion. So in the movie you see like food served on more ice planks, and this part is from the Goblet of Fire. So now let's move on to the next item, which is ice creams. So you see scoops after scoops after scoop stacked on top of each other, and it never melts because it's not real. And you see so many rats on the table. And this is an illusion. So basically it's a chair, looks like it's placed on the corridor far ahead, and it's a long corridor, but it's not. It's a tiny setup with a very tiny chair, and if I zoom out, you see like things beside are so big. Here's another illusion where it looks like liquids flowing from a tap, but these are actually pipes with light works in them. This is the common room from Goblet of Fire where they had small bunk beds, and there's Harry standing, maybe Ron lying down. But these beds, when you see in front, they aren't that big to fit like real sized boy such as Harry Potter in the movie, but somehow it looks like real. And this scene is another place in the common room, but it was used in Prisoner of Azkaban. The vibe feels very real. Only if these figures had faces on them, I wouldn't tell the difference between a muggle world and a wizard world. All the figures were in the exact attire they were in the movie, and then on the left, it's the invisibility clock with a green screen underneath. The pendulum in front is the one which was used in Prisoner of Azkaban. I think it's time to visit Dumbledore now. This is the pathway which will take you there. So you don't see the stairs which is there in the movie, and it goes round and round. This place is like a chimney kind of area. It felt like that to me, and it will take you there. I mean, this felt so real. Here the funny part is my friend is trying to see what's there in my memory.
Sam, I could see you were about to push me away from the car.
Which car is it?
KG1.
And here I am in Dumbledore's chamber, where Dumbledore is literally waiting for me with no expression on his face. And here is Phoenix, the bird. And wow, I feel like Harry Potter's friend. Now it's time for the dark arts class, where you see the ingredients of the dark arts stored on the shelf safely near the wall. And yes, the spatulas were rotating on its own. But trust me, like being an engineer student, the moment I saw the rotating spatulas, I went to the technicalities of it. Like, oh my god, RPM. They must have fit some motors there for it to spin. But yeah, as a viewer, if you want your like fun to get spoiled, let me tell you, there's a button which you have to push while you are passing this area, and then these spatulas starts rotating on their own. Yeah, like being an engineer student, this kind of spoiled the fun, because I straight went to the technicalities rather than enjoying the magic here. So literally I had to push myself to be in the magic world. This is the Hagrid's dog, and here is your Hagrid. Oops, no head. And see, there's a big piece of cheese on the table. This is the Hagrid's hut. But when you zoom out, it's like a small place. These are the broomsticks used by the Gryffindor house when they were playing Quidditch, with their attires, their jerseys, whatever they wore. And if you remember the first part of Harry Potter, which is the Philosopher's Stone, in the first lesson where they are trying to catch the broom by saying up, that's what's going on there. So in the movie, some of the paintings used to move and speak, whereas some didn't. So the ones which used to move and speak, they were the green screens. Do you remember this night bus from Prisoner of Azkaban? Well, it's all illusion. So it's actually on a ramp with wheels, like little wheels, not like bus wheels, and it goes front and back and left and right. All the beds, like 3 beds you see, have small wheels underneath, and it's just goes to the front when the bus hits a brake, and then falls back when the bus accelerates. And on the screen, like on the window, you see like landscapes passing. These are actually green screens with videos on them. This is the cupboard of the professor who used to turn into a werewolf at night, Professor Lupin. This is his trunk, and the trunk is packing itself. It's getting the shoes inside and then putting the books inside. That's what it is. And then again, my engineer brain started working on this, and I started to focus on the technicalities rather than the magic, and that was the worst part in the tour. So if you're not an engineer, of course you're gonna love it. And I also loved it, but then there were times like this. So this is Ron's house, and again you have to push a button and the scrubber cleans the pan on its own, and the carrot gets cut on its own. And if I zoom out, you will see a cloth getting ironed on its own. And this looked very much like the Ron's place in the movies. And see, like somebody is knitting, like nobody's knitting actually, it's knitting on its own. I think that's Ron's mother, who used to knit a lot of sweaters for them. So this is another illusion in the Harry Potter sets. So here's a big chair with a big mug in the front and a bench with smaller mug at the back. So when I sit on the big chair, you see my even legs are not touching the ground because it's so big, and I'm holding the big mug, making me look like a giant. So basically I'm the Lady Hagrid. Whereas the three of them are looking smaller at the back. Now see me shift. So the moment I'm out of the big chair and going to sit on the bench, I start looking tiny, right? So these three girls, consider them Harry, Hermione and Ron. They look small and students, whereas the boy on the bench is the Hagrid who looks big like a giant. So this is an illusion which was created by the producers or the directors in the Harry Potter. So you see, the moment the girls shifted to the big chair, she started looking bigger than three of us. So Harry Potter Studios is filled with illusions like this, and you can definitely sit here and click pictures, and all four of us took our turn to sit in the big chair and look like the giant Hagrid. Now we are walking through the enchanted forest, and you see the Hagrid's bird in front. I don't remember the name of the bird, so if you remember or know it, write in the comment section. And of course it was moving like it was real, and the forest looked real as well with all the smoke works and light works. But as long as you don't point the camera towards the ceiling, this actually looks real. The trees looked so real because the barks were so thick. It felt like, yes, it's like thousands-year-old trees, like it was there in enchanted forest of Harry Potter. And by this time we have just covered only 20 to 30% of the tour, and we have 70% more to go. Our entry timing was at 4:30, and we were rushing at the end around 9 p.m. when it was closing. So if you are a Harry Potter fan, I think getting a ticket around noon would be the best. Somewhere around 12 noon to 2 p.m. would be a good enough amount of time. And also book it way advanced, because we planned to go on July, but then we got the ticket for September. So it was 2 months pre-booked. So always be early and get the best time slot possible. For the tickets, you have to just go to Warner Brothers Studios, and there are multiple types of tickets like family tickets, some tickets with tea. So select the ones which suits you the best. Now this is the Hogwarts Express, which I have been seeing for a while now on the screen. And yes, of course, you can go inside the Hogwarts Express and experience the different compartments that were used during the shoot. My childhood friend and a very big Harry Potter fan has volunteered to give you the tour here.
Welcome to Hogwarts Express. Here is our carriage. This was frozen by the Dementors.
Harry Potter and Prisoner of Azkaban. You can still see the frozen glass.
This is where the Goblet of Fire was shot. And if you can go ahead and have a view, please. And we also have the same beans as those. I'm back again. There you go. The invisibility cloak, much needed in my life. I am the Half-Blood Prince Harry. And it all ends here. And that's it, end of our tour. Anything of the trolley, dear? I got my jelly beans.
So this is the place where Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stones were shot, and Harry Potter bought everything off the trolley.
I am on the Hogwarts Express.
So the entire Hogwarts Express are like small compartments with one side open and green screen on the window. So like you see, the experience now is we can see everything from the window, but it's actually green screen. When I was looking at it closely, I could see the small pixel boxes, but from the distance where the video is shot, you can't really see the pixels and it seems very real. But from the place where I was seeing with my eyes, I could see like it's an LED screen. So this is the famous butterbeer, which was so delicious, it was sweet and fizzy, and of course without alcohol. It's for kids to adults. So this is the miniature version of Ron's house. So in the movie, they make it look like it's the real size house, but actually this is the place where they shooted a miniature hut. And this is Harry Potter's house, which is like the real size one. And when you go in, you see all the letters flying, like these are the first letters from Hogwarts addressed to Harry, and they're flowing in through the chimney because of course the uncle wouldn't give it to him, and it's all hung from the ceiling with ropes and strings like which were invisible. And this is their living room of the Dudley house. And if I move the camera on the right, this is an epic scene from the Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, I guess, where their aunt is flowing out of the door. And here it is, the mess on the table where Uncle Dudley and Aunt Dudley looking with shock. The entire house is set up with real sized items, so it feels like, of course they aren't real but real size, so it feels like you're actually walking through their own house.
Everything to be perfect for my Dudley's special day.
Hurry up! Bring my coffee, boy!
Master has given Dobby a degree. Dobby is free.
So once you're inside the house of the private drive, you cannot go to the top floor of the house. So to show the top floor, they have arranged another ground floor as the top floor. So what you see in the movie as Harry Potter's room in the first floor, that's actually a ground floor of the same building because it's a set and they can't build like two-storied house in the set. So this is the real bus which was used as the night bus in the Harry Potter movie, this triple decker bus. And what we saw in the video in the beginning was just the first platform of the bus where Harry Potter kind of acted to fall and then get up and fall again when the bus was driving at a very high speed. So this is the real bus, and this is like the outdoor area of the studio, but the time was evening, so it was getting dark. Time for the botanic class. In the movie, if you pull these creatures up, they make so loud noise that you have to put guards on your ears. It's a similar concept, but of course they don't scream so loudly and you don't have to put something on your ear. And these stones are actually made of thermocols. All the giants you see have their heads sculpted here, so they must have used something from here. And there's this head of Dumbledore and the not Dumbledore, the Voldemort and the Professor. This is the head of the mermaid which you see in the Goblet of Fire, and it's actually life-sized. This is the werewolf from Prisoner of Azkaban. So they have the life-sized statue and also the one with machines on them for moving the mouth, etc. These props are for the Dementors, and they must be flying with those whales on top of them. These are the dragons which they used, and this is the serpent from Chamber of Secrets. And that's the spider from Chamber of Secrets again. So they have this huge sized props on the set. So all these dwarf characters were played by the same man in the movie. It's time to feel a bit rich. because we are about to withdraw some money from the goblins. Welcome to Gringotts Bank, where you find all the wealth of the wizards. This is the life-sized bank where you can walk through the corridors and you see the goblins sitting on their desks waiting for you to tell the amount, and they will straight away withdraw the golds from the bank and give it to you. I wish that was real. Let's ask this goblin. Hey goblin, can you give me some gold? Nah, he's not giving me any expressions. Probably he's not the one I should ask from. Will he give me some money? No, he's static enough, not moving. I think he's shocked by so much demand. And this is the head goblin. Hello, Mr. Goblin. Will you give me 10,000 pounds?
No,
Why not? I can show you proof.
it is only for wizards and witches.
I am the greatest witch of the world. My name is Sam.
You are a muggle.
Oh no, how did you know?
Oh, hey, lady.
Bye. Well, my luck didn't favor at the bank, so now I'm in Diagon Alley to shop for my days in Hogwarts. Of course, this is a life-sized studio where you can window shop because none of them here is real and you cannot go into any doors. So the real shooting was done in Little Hall Market in London, but this is just a set for us visitors. So if you want to see the Little Hall Market, which is the real place where Diagon Alley was shoot, let me know in the comment section. I'll give you a tour in the Little Hall Market. This is the Hogwarts building model. So in the movie, when you see the real sized Hogwarts, this is the one which you see. So during the period we were here, there were changes in lights to show different times of the day, like the yellow light showed sunset or maybe a sunny day, whereas the blue lights showed winters. So it was a nice experience. And this is like the end of the tour. After this, you will pass through a shop which sells like all the merchandise of Harry Potter, and after that you can buy whatever you wish to buy, like magnets, key rings, and maybe jerseys, mufflers, whatever you feel like, wands, and that's when your tour ends. All of the merchandise are of the right price, and if you liked the video, do let me know in the comment section. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. And if you want to go to the Harry Potter Warner Brothers Studios and have any questions, do write it in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer all of your queries. Thank you and see you in the next video.